Watch the bus.
By 9 o'clock, they're ready for their second beer. Joe drinks up to 16 cans a day. Paddy, 24. That's a whole tray of super-strength lager. But the last place they slept together before moving into the night shelter was the pits.
Sleeping here, I felt like the lowest of the low. Paddy's woken up in the middle of the night and I've been lying next to him in tears. That's how bad it got.
She said mice are running along the quilts and that, you know what I mean?
I've never felt so dirty
Get up
and
first.
so disgusting in all my life. I think what makes it worse, we haven't got a choice, so we know we've got nothing to do but wander about from place to place and hope and pray that we don't keep getting moved on, because the minute we do find somewhere to stand under cover, chances are we'll get moved on. And then it's like, well, where do we go?
And as Joe predicts, it isn't long before they're moved on again. Even though they don't have a home yet, they're already making plans for the future.
That's the sort of table and chairs I'd like in my kitchen.
Yeah, but...
If I had a kitchen, it'd be nice.
Yeah, if the table, though, was a bit bigger, innit?
If the table was a bit bigger, yeah, but it'd be nice.
When you live on the street, you find out a lot faster about one another than you ever would do if you were living indoors, right? You know, because we know one another's weakness, we know one another's strengths, and when the weak points come, we both know how to handle it. And when our stronger sides come out, we both know how to handle that as well.
Marie and Bill's greatest wish is to take a holiday abroad. Marie would love to cross the Channel and visit France. But at this point, she can't travel in trains, buses or planes. And a bad experience in the Wolsey Tunnel 2 years ago means tunnels are also out of bounds.
I just looked at the walls and I was absolute panic. Window down, couldn't breathe. And I'm just saying to Bill, you've got to get me out. Bill's panicking because he's thinking I'm going to open the door and get out. Traffic's going fast both ways.
It was holding her down with one hand, driving with the other, and obviously worrying until we got to the other end of the tunnel.
Desperate to conquer her fear, Marie agrees to see a cognitive behavioural therapist, but that means travelling to London for the first time in 20 years.
I brought the newspapers because it takes my mind off motorways. If I get panicky, I just have a read and I hope that it goes off.
Marie's fear slows their journey.
We're on the M6. It's quite busy, so we need to be on the inside lane. She feels more safer in the inside lane because we can always pull off, you know, on the next turning if she ever feels uncomfortable.
It's 4 hours from Warrington to London, a long time to be reading newspapers. As the motorway banks get steeper, so Marie begins to feel trapped. They make their first of several stops.
She's doing really well getting this far anyway.
In preparation for Shirley's maternity leave, Simon is about to attend a meeting with a new client.
So I'm feeling apprehensive about that because I've always got this feeling that my stammer will bring the whole thing crashing down.
Shirley will be at the meeting, but Simon is in the driving seat.
You need to do that quickly as well. Are you going to have time to do it?
I mean, I can...
We had a business meeting with a very important client.
No, I mean...
It was terrible, actually. Simon prepared really well, but he couldn't say a word.
Stammerers have great difficulties when using the phone, and it's a technique they work on during the course.
Hello. I was phoning a taxi company, and I had to phone them about 10 times before I was able to actually to talk long enough for them to realise that there was a person there. I'm just calling to find out what time you could close this evening. It's constantly upsetting, really stammering. And I think over the years I've got totally cold to my own emotions, really. I never get angry, actually, about anything. That time, the woman that answered, they seemed a bit more phased, actually. I pictured her as having a little laugh to herself. I thought I heard that.
For 10 years, Kira had a high-flying career as an events director, a dream job. She travelled frequently in Europe, enjoying the lifestyle. In Paris 2 years ago, her friend Bruno offered her a lift home on his motorbike. There was a crash. Bruno was killed, and Kira badly injured.
The first thing I remember when I woke up was thinking I don't remember booking into a hotel, which is quite a bizarre thing to be the first thing that you think. And then obviously it's slowly dawning on me that I wasn't in a hotel. I started to sort of think, you know, there's something quite seriously wrong here. And I actually asked my mother what was wrong. And she was about to tell me, and everyone was like, no, you can't tell her, you can't tell her yet. And then I asked my best friend Louise, and I just looked at her and I was like, you're my best friend, you have to tell me what's going on. And she just sort of looked at me and said, it's gone, they've taken it.
She'd lost her right leg from above the knee. Kira spent 3 months in hospital.
Probably the hardest day of the whole thing for me was the day that I went to the rehabilitation centre, which is where you go for the limb fitting service. And I was always under the assumption that I was going to have a leg just like Heather Mills. And I arrived and they obviously showed me my leg and I was like, oh, I don't want one of those, which, you know, comes right up to your bum and you weight bear from your bum. I want one of those, which are a below knee amputee where you weight bear from your knee. And I was told, no, actually, you're an above knee, so you have to have one of these. And I was so upset, I cried all the way home in the ambulance. Being an amputee has many challenges. There are the sort of the aesthetic challenges. You know, how do other people view you? How do you view yourself? There's then all the physical issues of what you're capable of or not capable of. And then there's the whole sort of pain side. You know, you can range from getting phantom pains, stump pains, you can get sores, and you don't realise how important your knee is till you haven't got it. No one ever thinks about their knees apart from thinking they're knobbly. But when you haven't got one anymore, you realise how much work they do.
And then the sun disappears.
I was hoping to sit on the beach at the end. I'm absolutely freezing. My toes are cold and they're still wet. My top's still wet underneath this top and it's getting wet again. But apart from that, we're doing okay, I think.
But the course hasn't been as flat as Kira had expected.
When you first sort of plan to do it, you're told that there are 3 hills, and actually that's just so not true. It's been tough. My legs are very, well, my leg is very wobbly.
She's been on the road for 7.5 hours, and ahead of her still is Ditchling Beacon.
We're actually going to try and cycle up it. I don't know if we'll be able to, because there might be lots of people that have stopped, but we're going to attempt it.
But the course has taken its toll.
Another rest. This hurts my leg so much. Yeah. I don't think I can do it.